Hi and welcome. Now today I want to talk to you about music contracts, agreements in stock music. Now obviously when we are talking about music contracts in stock music, there are two major distinguished contracts that are out there. One is a non-exclusive contract, and the second one is an exclusive contract. Now, these two are really similar, but they are eventually very different. Now, today, I want to talk to you about the non-exclusive music contracts. And I want to talk to you about what I see as advantages and disadvantages of these non-exclusive contracts. Why we have to sign contracts when we want to give a right to another entity, a company, a platform to exploit our product, our composition. Well, we have to make sure that there are certain rules, that are respected from both of the sides. Now, of course, you as a composer, beat maker, singer, songwriter, stock musician, you want to make sure that there are certain amount of rules and that the other entity with whom you are bidding an agreement, he will not do something that you do not agree with, and that's why we are signing contracts. Now, the most often used contracts agreement in the stock music field is the non-exclusive contract. Now, let's see what that non-exclusive contract means. Well, you are giving to the entity, to the company in which you are bidding an agreement, a non-exclusive right of exploitation, meaning that that company will have the right to use your track, to try to lease your track any way he can. Okay, but having a non-exclusive, that means the company, the entity, also has the right to have multiple contracts, multiple people who are having compositions, multiple artists, and trying to do the same thing, but with all of them. On the other hand, for you, this non-exclusive right, it gives you, and this is the one and the biggest advantage of this non-exclusive deal, is the freedom. You have a freedom. So you have a freedom of giving to him the music to exploit it, but then you can go to another entity, to another company, and do the same thing with the same music, with the same composition. Meaning that I have one platform where I can tie up an agreement, a non-exclusive, but then I can have a second company, and we are speaking with the same song, same music, same product. So the same product, I can tie a non-exclusive right with company 1, with company 2, okay, with company 3, yes, with company 4, and so on and so forth. So one product can be represented by a whole bunch of companies, and they will do the same thing. They will try to obtain some kind of revenue out from your product, because they are acting as a middleman. I mean, you are the conceiver, the creator of the product, and then there's a need, there's a client on the other hand, but between these two, there's a middleman. So these entities, platforms, because we are talking mostly of platforms that are out there, these platforms are really just a middleman. They providing a service to another service provider. For example, I mean, one hand, it's you, the artist, the creator of those products, compositions. Other hand, there are the ad agencies, the individuals, the video production companies, and so on and so forth, who are in need of music. And these platforms generally, they are doing they are making the connection between those two. They are the middleman, and to be able to do this connection and then act in your behalf, because you are and this is normal, you should be mostly occupied with creating these products. Now this company having with you non-exclusive agreement, then he can do all the commercial work, if you want, for you. Of course, for this he will take the commission, which is generally it's 50% of the profit. So this freedom is really phenomenal, because this, as I told you, one product you can place it so many places. So generally can bring you more interesting revenue, because there's a disadvantage with this freedom, and this is the reality. Your product that you are creating, it can be awesome, it can be the highest quality, the best production that is out there, but putting on these platforms and offering on a non-exclusive basis, that means that your track is everywhere, and this leads to a devaluation. So your product is devaluated. So this is a disadvantage, the devaluation, meaning that if your track is everywhere, you have to understand that that track is less expensive. The cost, the selling point, it's not the same thing as you would sell something, for example, on exclusive rights. It's completely different. Okay. So it is somehow devaluated this product. Now, let's see, with this advantage of freedom, you have to understand that disadvantage is that I'm always telling you is the lottery effect and the competition. You know already, with the circle, where I'm always telling that circle represents a company, an entity, a platform where you as an artist can upload your tracks in order to be sold, to be leased. So these are the tracks. Now in this platform, as the contract is a non-exclusive contract, as I told you, he is a middleman, but because he knows that your product is everywhere, now what he will try to do by the contract is just to make sure, to try to reassure the clients that you are really the creator, and the product, it's a liable product. However, there's a problem also. So important company important companies or very good reputation companies. However, they will not go on these platforms and buy or release songs from these platforms because they are often afraid of this liability of the products. Because if we just think about years before, on these platforms, and I refer to Audio Jungle, 123 RF, Pond 5, Motion Elements, Lockstock, and so on and so forth. You could open an account. There were no verification, vetting process, so everybody could very easily open an account and try and start to sell a product, a composition that maybe it was not his at all, but he could sell. Now today there is a process of verification, of vetting. Everybody who is opening an account, they are asking some kind of documents to show that you are a real person, that maybe you are the creator, but still these platforms have some kind of reliability problems. So this is what you have to understand. Now, the second thing, having a non-exclusive contract that opens that gate for you as a product creator, as a composer, beatmaker, singer, songwriter, meaning that you can put your tracks wherever you want without any problems. But then companies can do the same thing. Let me just tell you an example so that you can understand. So let's speak about, I don't know, let's speak about Pond 5. It can be Audio Jungle, 123 RF, whatever. Let's speak about Pond 5 for a second. Now on Pond 5, let's say you are starting to upload your tracks, okay? But then there are other companies. Now, let's say, I don't know, other small libraries or publishing companies. Now, if I told, I don't know, Pond 5, let's take another publishing company, for example, Lean Publishing. Now, this company started out as a one person or two person artist, creator who started to create music, but then they realized that they knew multiple artists, and so they created a publishing company, and now they are acting as a library also. And I'm thinking maybe they go on an exclusive or non-exclusive deals. But this company also, as he has a lot of music in his portfolio, he can upload, because Pond 5 is acting as a non-exclusive library, so he can also upload tracks on Pond 5. Now this library, I think minimum, it has like, I don't know, 5,000, let's say 10,000 tracks. So we'll upload 10,000 tracks in this platform. So this is the competition. You have to realize, but that this freedom brings you a lot of competition, and secondly, because there are so many tracks, of course, like as I told you, Pond 5 cannot represent really these tracks, so he's acting just a middleman, a platform where he says, okay, there are people, entities, companies who needs music, come here. We made a very good search engine. We have a very great portfolio. Come search, and we have affordable prices. Come search the track that you need, and you will see it will be very easy. You pay, you get, it's royalty-free basis, no problems after all. And this is what he really does. So you being on the platform is really by chance, by luck, that company who is searching for music, he will search a little bit more. he will arrive to listen your track and find your track suitable for his product, and then lease it, buy it. But this freedom has this disadvantage of, as I told you, devaluation, because your track is everywhere and there's a lot of tracks and there's a lot of competition. So obviously, you will everybody thinking that maybe my track is not sold because it's the price tag is too high, so it will lower the prices. Plus, as I talked to you about advantages and disadvantages of Stockmusic, I will put the link up here. This global competition, and maybe you feel like your track for, I don't know, $20-30 is too low, but somebody who's created the same quality of production in a country where I don't know, the monthly salary is $30, then for him $30 is really a huge, a very high price tag. So for him, selling it for $2, $3, it's a good value also. And this is happening on a non-exclusive basis. So this is really a disadvantage of non-exclusive contract. Now, one thing I really wanted to talk to you, and I think really that this is very important. Non-exclusive, it doesn't really means, it doesn't assure you that you can terminate that contract, or you can free up your track from a non-exclusive right. You can do whatever you want with your track. There are companies who are really telling very clearly that even though you are binding with them an agreement, a non-exclusive agreement, you are giving to them a non-exclusive right upon your products, of exploitation of your products. However, the term of the services and the period of this contract can be in perpetuity. What that means, perpetuity, means forever. Okay? So non-exclusive, it can mean, meaning that your track you can put on any other platforms that you wish. However, if you want to take down from that platform where the agreement was non-exclusive but was forever in perpetuity, you cannot. Your song will remain there. There are modalities and attorneys can really help you with that, but it's a very long path and it's very difficult to work out or to change this kind of agreements. So you have to be careful, even though you are signing up non-exclusive agreements, right? It can really tie you up in the way that your tracks will remain in that library, in that to that company in perpetuity and forever. For example, I can give you a library that I know and is doing this is Audiosparx. Now on Audiosparx, you can have your tracks being represented exclusively or non-exclusively. But whether you decide non-exclusivity or exclusivity, you have to understand that once you really upload your tracks on their platforms, the songs are remaining in their catalog, in their portfolio forever, in perpetuity. So you have to be careful with this kind of situations. So has a lot of advantages, this non-exclusive contracts and agreements, but there's a lot of disadvantage also. You really have to be careful and take the right decision and understand when you are signing or you are agreeing to a non-exclusive contract, that they are terms that you have to understand, and you have to be careful and agree with it. Now, I hope this makes sense, and definitely I will see you next time. And next time we will talk about exclusive contracts.